what's actually play, and how is it different from a tennis game or a football game? Is that also not play?
So play is actually, play has three very important components. One, it's always self-directed, which means if I have something to learn in life, the nervous system will create a set of activities that become play. Second, play is purposeless. So no child is going to be playing to win, not going to play to learn rules. They're not going to say, I'm going to engage myself today and this is play. The next aspect of play is that it naturally continues into a newer level of skill. So I may have started at a very basic level. So if I'm playing with a doll, initially it would just be pretending to, feed the doll or something like that. And over a period of time, I will converse with the doll. I would probably have the doll converse back with me, things like that. So all of these aspects go into that. And the most important aspect of play is that children become fully self-absorbed, and it develops high cognitive skills, including focus. Because you'll notice when children have played, and the mother would have come after 2 hours and said, you've been playing for such a long time, and the child said, Amma, but I just started. So this is a very important skill before children come into school. And even during the academic years, if children have this unstructured free play, you'll notice that their focus towards academics is very, very high. As opposed to sport, like you asked me, how is it different from tennis, how is it different from football? They are structured sport. In that there are fixed rules already. It's what we call a finite game, meaning there are rules, there are structures, there is a goal to win, and you can lose. Whereas when the child plays, they don't ever win or lose. That's the difference between play and sport. And play and activity. Activity is also sometimes confused with play, because many schools claim to be play-based schools, and then you'll see they'll be structuring activities. Activities are structured by adults for fixed goals. So I want the child to learn spatial ability, so I'll fix a maze and the child will complete the maze.
So that's not play.
That's not play either. So which is why play is considered to be oxygen for the nervous system.
So can you give some examples of play, and how does that impact whether it is a cognitive, emotional growth of the child?
We'll take some games for younger children, some in the middle group, and some for teenagers. When you take very young children, you'll notice that they play with the entire body. So even if you've taken them to a restaurant, you'll see that they're under the table, pulling the straw apart, doing all these things, and you'll see parents actually, restricting them. But that's because the maximum input comes from the large muscle groups.
I see.
And if you notice in our own curriculum, we have a lot of work around the muscles and the body. Because when children engage in that kind of free play, there is a lot of higher order skills that get wired. For example, children who crawl well are able to read very well.
I see.
Children who can cycle well will write very well. Children who have climbing, any form of climbing, risky play, you'll notice that they have good motor planning, so they can plan their answers out, think through solutions and things like that. So everything is wired for a skill in life.